The question is asking here about the takbeer after the salawat. And actually, this is a very important question, because if you don't come early to the salah, you will miss this act of worship. I mean, you can do it by yourself once you've completed the salah, but the congregation have already completed this act of worship and you'll be by yourself. Brothers, especially the brothers, come into the salah early is from the sign that a person respects the salah and respects the masjid and respects the pillar of Islam, which is the salat. Takbeer after the salah has been narrated from more than one of the companions, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, Ali ibn Abi Talib and others, is that they used to make takbeer after each obligatory prayer from Fajr on the day of Arafah, which is the 9th of Dhul Hijjah, until the 13th of Dhul Hijjah, Salat al-Asr. And it goes like this: Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Wallahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Wallahi alhamd. You can do Allahu Akbar 3 times, or you can do it twice. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Wallahi alhamd. And it's flexible, alhamdulillah. And a person, like I said, does this after the obligatory prayers for each one of them, for the period of those days there. Men do it audibly, making it, something which is apparent. They make their voices loud to show the apparency of the oneness and the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And women and sisters, they do it in a slightly less audible level of volume. How many times do we do it? Now, you might find some people repeating it 3 times, and you might find some people not repeating it 3 times. For me, the correct view is that a person does it once. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Wallahi alhamd, finished. But some people will do it again, then again 3 times. The issue is flexible. Wallahi alhamd. The ulama in the books of fiqh have talked about this. They've said, some of them have said, do it once. If you did it more than once, it's fine. And again, this is not an issue where we can become, intolerant towards. For me, the reason why one is closer to the truth is because there is no evidence to say that you repeat it 3 times. And acts of worship are tawqifiyya. So if something has come to us from the evidences and we've got a number or we've not got a number, then the asl is that we stick to it doing once. If you've got a number to say you do it more than once, then that's fine. Otherwise, in origin, you just do it once until the evidence comes to you to say that you do it more than once. In this also is the fact that what the companions did and they agreed upon is legislation, and this is also known as al-ijma', scholarly consensus, meaning if all the companions did it, or a number of the companions did it, and none of them, meaning the rest of them, rejected it or refused to act upon it, then this is a form of ijma' sukuti, or a type of ijma' that the ulama have accepted. Also from the takbeer, we learn it is very important that acts of worship are not done in unison. Now, a person can easily get this confused here, because everybody is doing the same act of worship audibly at the same time, and it could be then understood that this is an act of worship that is done in unison, but it is not. So if you're doing Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, and the person next to you is doing the same thing, you might then think, okay, well, this becomes dhikr jama'i. I mean, everybody's doing it in unison. This is a congregational act of dhikr. However, this is not the case. Just because you are doing it at the same time, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is evidence to say that we do it in unison. And the reason why we're saying this also is that when Umar radiallahu anhu used to do it in his tent in Mina, when his son Abdullah ibn Umar used to go out, look at the relationship with the father and the son here. This is another benefit that we can just look at and marvel at, and how Umar radiallahu anhu has raised this man, this giant, this habr al-ummah, this scholar of the ummah. His father is doing it and his son is going out to the marketplace in the masajid. Allahu Akbar. Anyway, Abdullah ibn Umar used to go out to the marketplace and to the masajid. Abu Hurairah used to do this in Sahih Bukhari also. So when they used to go out and do it, or when Umar used to do it in his tent, they're doing it audible, and the narrations say that the people were doing it with him. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean in unison, as the ulama have explained. What this actually means is that they are doing it together, but not in unison. They are being reminded, but it's not an act of worship that you do in unison. So these are some of the ahkam and benefits that we can get from the takbeer. It starts on the 9th day of Arafah after the Fajr prayer, and it continues until the 13th, until Asr. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.